Upside down. I screwed it up.
I don't even think we're going to be in school on Wednesday.
What's that?
I don't even think we're going to be back to school on Wednesday. I say tomorrow's a definite wax.
It's nuts outside, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm staring right through the window right now. Just sideways snow, and I got on my porch looks like 2 feet, easy.
I put a couple of posts already this morning, and one of them I opened the door, and it reminded me of the blizzard of '78. So
yeah,
which is pretty wild.
Yeah, I was not born yet, but I'll take the field. I was born days later. There's a beer called the Blizzard of '78. I think Wormtown makes it.
What's that?
There's a beer called Blizzard of '78.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, Wormtown makes it.
I know that my mother, so I was 12, and I came downstairs and she says, look outside. She goes, open the door. So I opened the door. And I'm not kidding you, snow fell in. It fell in the house. So then this morning, nobody is here, by the way. Nobody's here, just me, because Melissa had to go to work yesterday and stay over.
Oh, are you at your house?
Yeah.
Or studio?
Huh?
You're not in the studio anymore, right?
No, this is my studio now. So like snow fell in and it was like, oh my God, when you're 12 years old, it's like, it's amazing.
And you didn't really have any warnings back then, I would guess. There's not a lot of internet going on.
There was no internet. There was no internet.
No internet in 1978.
Do you know how much?
Through the radio. I remember the radio days, and you're sitting there and you're waiting for the next one and the next one, and finally they said Ledger Public Schools, and then I'm throwing on my snowsuit and running outside.
Yeah. So back then there was, we had like 2 weeks off of school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They didn't have the technology that they have today, like pre-treating the roads and stuff. And I got to be honest, I have heard a plow truck go by every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep up with it. And I don't think they're able to.
I don't know where they're going to put it. I think that's the biggest issue. Luckily, some of it did melt, but there was still a good amount of snow on the ground. I think that's going to be the biggest issue for schools. You already got these giant mountains of snow that they're kind of, piling up. Where are they going to put it now?
I have no idea, but I know they closed Main Street down one day because they were moving snow, getting it out of there. So it would be, Main Street would be more accessible and stuff.
And they used to dump it in the river, but which they can't do anymore.
Why?
My guess it's probably killing fish or something.
Killing the fish?
Pollution. I don't know all this. I don't know. That's my guess.
Well, I was living in a van down by the river, and it was always pretty distracting. So I was wondering if we should call the show Ham and Eggs. It's a morning show. Ham and Eggs is always great.
Sure. I just had a ham and eggs. Yeah. Yeah. I'm eggs.
I'm an oracle. I could be ham because I'm kind of a pig. I love my food.
Yeah.
So anyway, why would you be eggs though? I don't know.
Look at the screen, my round head right now.
It is kind of oval.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, we already got a fan here saying good morning.
Look at that. Chris Coleman. What's up?
What's going on, Chris?
Yeah, that would be. Why do you say that you're why are you comparing your head to an egg?
Well, look at it right now. If we had to like make some kind of connection to your ham and eggs title, I don't know. Just look at it. It's round, shaped head.
I don't know. I don't know if you would actually be an egghead. I don't know how. No?
I don't know.
I'm trying to find something here that would actually.
It's a sports. Are you trying to put some graphic up?
Yeah, but of course, I mean, I can't. I'm not that bright because I'm putting egghead in and I'm getting anime. How the hell does that happen?
Asking the wrong guy.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm literally okay. I don't know how I'm getting that, but I don't think you look like an egghead, dude. I really honestly don't.
My winter tan, maybe. I don't know.
What's that?
With my winter tan that I have right now.
Do you have a winter tan?
No, I don't. That's why I look like an egg. We got all kinds of people jumping in. KT just jumped in.
Look at that.
Cool. Coleman, hey, how's the snow out there? Yeah, it's brutal. I have a feeling I'm going to be in my house for about 3 or 4 days.
Look at this though, Kevin. Remember the ham and eggers was a derogatory term used by Bobby the Brain Heenan for people that couldn't wrestle.
Oh, I can't wrestle, so makes sense.
Or talk sports. So
No,
you bring Jack Fabes in. I don't know if he would know that term.
Jack Fabes on that? Probably.
Yeah.
Not.
You think he would know?
I wonder if he knows who Bobby the Brain Heenan is, though. That was my error, not the Jack Fabes error. Jack Fabes will come into this little broadcast at some point whenever he wakes up.
He's not up yet?
No, but he's like a hurricane when he is, so you'll know.
Well, I don't know, Chris. You don't look like this. That doesn't look like you.
Well, I appreciate that.
That is not Chris Fabes right there, folks. See, look, there's Chris. There's Egghead. Chris. Egghead. One more time. Nothing. It doesn't look anything like you.
Like we're losing fans.
They'll come back. I mean, they come in, they go. They come in, they go. So what do you want to get into first? I mean, we're going to talk like ECCs,
yeah,
and states.
So,
you want to talk states or ECCs first?
Let's go ECCs since that's coming up first, and we can kind of break down. I think a good thing we can do for people at home is explain how this tournament works exactly. So, I mean, I've had a lot of people, and they get ECC so big, they kind of get it mixed up with states or what states, what's ECCs, and they constantly ask me that. So I think it'd be good to kind of break that down for people and then throw out our predictions.
All right. So one of the things that kind of annoyed me is that they actually released the seedings last week, and it had Stonington at number 1, and then they didn't change them. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. There's no way in hell that this is right. Grizzled beat them twice. They just lost to Ledgerd. It just wasn't right. And then all of a sudden, Steve Cravino poof, sends me, and I get him the updated seedings, which I had sent to you. Yeah. So Griswold is the number 1 seed in the ECC Division 2.
Yeah, and we're waiting on, and there are people that don't know the division, the 2 tournaments. Here's the confusing part. In the ECC, there's 4 divisions. Division 1 and Division 2 are all mixed together. That's the bigger schools. And then, or more successful in the past, I guess you can say. Like St. Bernard's is a small school, but they've had so much success there in Division 1.
Yep.
Those 2 play a separate tournament. And then 3 and 4, which Griswold is in, Griswold, Plainfield, Stonington, Ledgerd, Putnam, Wheeler, Montville, Bacon, Lyman, Turtelot. They're in the Division 2 tournament, even though it's Division 3 and 4. That's what I think kind of throws people off. And then they both end at Mohegan Sun, 1 game after another. For the
right. So the tournament actually starts Wednesday, depending on, I mean, with the snow.
Yeah, but the other problem is we still have games regular season games that have to finish. So
I think there's only really one that's really going to affect ECC, and that's Putnam Plainfield.
yeah. So that would automatically, unless they think they're gonna want to play it. So that's gonna push it all back. But here's the biggest issue.
Well, they have to play it.
Yeah, but here's the biggest issue is Mohegan Sun. It's usually this is your date. If you can't make it, sorry, you're out of luck. So they either try to cram it Sunday, Friday, or it's going to be tight anyways. They either cram it all in or they push it back and go to a neutral site, kind of like the semis, which is going to be hosted by New London this year.
So the Putnam Plainfield game is going to affect the seedings. Yep. Right. So that's the reason why they were supposed to play it like last week, but they couldn't because it was snow or weather or whatever. They canceled it. So they still got to play it. And here's the interesting thing: Plainfield, they haven't really been in the top 5 in a while. And if they beat Putnam, they'll be a number 2 seed in Division 2.
Yeah, so that's just based on what we talked about in the air before, just straight up records. So it doesn't matter who they play; it's straight up records. So yeah, they would be 2, and if they lose, looks like they dropped to 4. And then Ben just chimed in. He said that Ledger Wheeler also need to play. Yeah. Wheeler, who just beat Old Saybrook, which was their signature win of the year.
And Ledger just beat Stonington.
Yep. So I don't know if that'll move some things around or not.
But Stonington seems to be really vulnerable in the second half of the year.
Yeah. They looked great, and that's the game that we went to and we aired against Griswold, and Griswold literally stole it at the end.
You're talking about the game. You're talking about the first game of the season. Yeah.
Second game, Griswold was one of those Griswold nights where everybody was on, and it was just too many weapons.
But that was also a unique situation.
Yeah, they were without starting point guard Cutter.
And was that the? Yeah, they were without Cutter. Or was it Kaz?
No, Kaz was not at the Ledger game.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there was a bunch. Griswold had a bunch of injuries, and things are kind of finally, working out. Win wise, they're starting to play great together, and injuries are done, and hopefully suspensions are done.
Like one of the things you and I have talked about a lot is the depth of the Wolverine bench, right?
Yeah,
and I think we saw that firsthand against who was it? Who was it against? He pulled all 5. Montville.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Chung went off. Yes. 39 points.
Went off. Yeah. Yeah, they pulled all 5, and those 5 that went in. Usually, it's a way to motivate your starters, but they played better.
Horrible.
Yeah, they started extending the lead.
Yeah, it was good. Then they finally came in and they figured it out, but they almost. Why is it every time we go to Montville? Now this is like to Montville's credit. It seems like every time we go to Montville and call a game, no matter what, Montville makes it a game. Doesn't matter how, who they have on their team or not. This year it's Chung that's leading the way, but they always seem to kind of forge ahead in the second half. Always.
Yeah, I think it's probably a lot has to do with because they're down a lot. The coaches just, coaching the kids just not giving up, and the coaches are just keep coaching and coaching hard, and they keep chipping away. And it was such a decent lead. I think it was almost 20 at halftime. That Griswold, the kids probably took their foot off the gas a little bit and wanted to cruise to a victory instead of just kind of putting them away. I think we saw that happen twice.
So getting back to the play-in games for the ECC, it's going to be Turtle Lot and Wheeler.
Yep.
And then Lyman and Bacon.
Yeah, that's where I'm a little confused. So Lyman, Bacon, Turtle Lot. Okay, I got you. So Turtle Lot, that makes more sense than what I was writing down before. Okay, so that's being an ex-Bulldog, it's hard to go against my team, but that's going to be most likely a Bacon.
So that's going to give you two. So it'll be the final 8. So
yeah.
I mean, who are they going to play? I mean, they're either going to play Grizzled's either going to play. Well, it's hard to say. If Turtelot wins, then they'll get Griswold because they're the 10 seed. So they really don't know who they're going to play, correct?
I don't know if they do it like that, where like NFL does it, where no matter what you're playing the higher seed. I think
maybe Ben DeSanya knows. I'm sure he knows. He knows everything.
You know what I mean? Or it's just whoever wins that game, they go right to that. So Griswold, I think if I had to predict it right now, I would say that whoever wins that Bacon Lyman game would go to Griswold.
Okay,
that's my guess.
Well, I'm guessing it's going to be Bacon. Yeah. I know you're a Lyman guy. Sorry, man.
I am, but we're down.
They're having a rough year.
Yeah.
Did they win a game?
They won 3. Yeah, I think they got Turtelot, Parish Hill. I don't know who the third one was. It's a bracket 7 versus 10. We'll play the 2. All right, so that's kind of what I thought.
Yeah,
8, 9. No matter what, whoever will play the 1. Yeah. It gets too confusing to do it like the NFL does, where they make sure that you play the top team, so the brackets are already set. So the kids Turtelot going to Plainfield.
So the kids that you were talking about, said that they were probably going to play Bacon, and it's probably the way it's going to end up.
Yep.
So let's look at Division 1. The 8-9 winner, which is Waterford and Wyndham. That's the play-in game. They play Fitch.
8-9.
Who's the number 1 seed? Waterford and Wyndham.
Yep.
That's a toss-up.
Yeah, I think I would.
I would go Wyndham.
If Gonzalez goes off or not, I think he's going to have to carry them to a win.
Yeah.
I'd probably, I don't know. It's a flip of a coin, like you said. I'd probably lean towards Waterford, but if Gonzalez has a big night, yeah, anything's possible.
So who wins that? Who wins Division 1?
Well, you got. Well, here, I'm just pulling up my little notes here. The 4 big ones in that, and then Killingly, which has major potential of slipping into this top 4. I mean, it's. I'm not going out on a limb here, but if you look at the Division 1 of the ECC, Fitch, New London, NFA, St. Bernard's.
I kind of put you on
strong lately. They just knocked off New London. New London and NFA have split this year. Fitch and New London also split. Am I correct on that? I think they did. Yeah. And NFA is coming on strong. So if I had to make a pick, I would say Fitch wins it.
Okay.
I've seen them twice. I think they're so strong with guards right now. They just got athletes everywhere. And then I've always been a big fan of Killingly. I think they have just a very well balanced team. They seem like they have everything they need from point guards, shooting guards, bigs, well coached, and I think they could possibly pull an upset. Everybody probably thinks that 4 will be in the Final 4, but I think Killingly's got a chance to slide in there.
I don't think it's going to be NFA.
You don't?
No. Just because I think they're on a slide. They've been on a slide a little bit. Oh boy.
So you got.
I want to say something, but then again, I would get trounced if I said it. I don't think you can.
Yeah,
I don't think you can
start a bunch of
Woodstock. I don't think you can sleep on Woodstock. I think they're going to make some waves. I don't know if they're going to win it.
No, I like that statement. They knocked off Fitch. Fitch has 3 losses. It's one of the 3.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, their second half of the year was much better than their first half of the year. But No, I don't. I wouldn't sleep on Woodstock Academy
So that's
at all.
your sleeper pick.
That's my sleeper.
All right. I think those top four are so obvious, but
I'm going to concur with I think it's going to be Fitch all the way, but
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that they were a very strong 6 seed. I think.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree?
No, I agree. I think they could also be a sleeper. And you know what makes March Madness the greatest thing ever is just all the upsets. It's just because in game of basketball, you just having one off night and it's over. You know, it's frustrating as a coach, but it's reality. That's all it takes. One team's on fire, the other team's not. We pull an upset, it's over. So it absolutely happen. And the thing I like about Woodstock is we saw them early in the season, so I haven't seen them lately. But all I remember was during warm-ups thinking to myself, wow, they got some serious athletes out here. You know, pretty good sized kids. So if they're clicking, they could possibly pull an upset.
Who wins Division II in your eyes?
Division II. Griswold. Yeah, I know.
You saying Griswold?
Griswold, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, who?
No, I agree.
I think the question is not who wins; it is who do you think has the best chance? Because they're defending champions, they're number one, they're rolling right now. I think the question is who do you think can knock them off?
I think they're playing better than everybody.
Yeah.
Right now, I think they're. And I think honestly, Plainfield's playing some excellent ball too.
Yeah, that's something that's always interesting in these tournaments is you take that Plainfield and the Putnam teams that haven't really mixed with these guys much, what they can do because they play the Division 4, all those teams twice, and then they go out and they could do a crossover into 3, but that's another exciting part about this. Can that Putnam Plainfield, which is on top of D4, knock off somebody else?
Yeah, Griswold didn't even play Plainfield this year, that's the first time in like 2 decades that they haven't played Plainfield in a regular season game. Just even for like the rivalry aspect.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I was kind of curious at myself. I'm like, how are we not playing Plainfield?
Oh, yeah. I thought that was kind of strange. But they did. What do you think of Griswold's schedule this year?
It's tough, very tough.
Yeah.
I mean, it was there's a positive and negatives to it is that they wanted the toughest teams for exactly this time right now. But they took some lumps, had some injuries. They dealt with some suspensions, just some technicals here or there. Their record obviously is not as good as last year because of that. So, instead of last year, they were ranked 4 at this time. Now they're 9. Is it 9?
9.
Yeah, 9. So now they won't have that. They have less of a chance of getting those home games that they had last year and the bye and all that. So, but I think it's kind of, the whole focus is to win it all, so I think it was better to go out, take those lumps, play those tough teams.
I think Griswold's playing better than anybody right now in the ECC. I think even Division 1, I don't know. I mean, if they would beat a New London right now, or if they could come into Fitch and beat them, if they were going, different divisions, but I just think they're clicking better than them.
Yeah.
They're kind of dominant right now.
They are. They're playing well. And I think that's what the coaching staff was kind of hoping for. All the fans are kind of hoping for that. Yeah. Go through these tough games. And then towards the end, everything starts to click. Yeah. And they've had some, with those injuries, I think it's going to benefit them is because they've had to pull kids up that have played really, really well. Like, on, what was it? Friday night? Yeah. Friday night against NFA, we had 2 kids that started the year at JV that played a major role in the win. Chris Coleman burying 4 foul shots in crunch time and taking care of the ball because at that point they lost their point guard. Aiden Cutter fouled out, so they had to rely on him. And then Mason Mills had 2 gigantic threes, one to end the first half, and then one when they absolutely needed points. I think NFA was crawling back in there, and he does a great job inside rebounding.
Yeah.
So those kids be ready for that march, for that, that tournament run.
So I think we got it figured out. So you're picking. I think we're both picking Griswold, and we're both picking Fitch. Who's your sleeper in Division 2?
Sleeper in Division 2.
Oh, by the way, while you're doing that, while you're looking that up,
Yep.
This has got nothing to do with basketball, but the parking ban in Jewett City has now been extended to Tuesday morning. So the reason why I even brought that up on this show is because, well, you got to look at it. They're going to have to probably push the schedule out. And kids are probably going to be out of school on Tuesday too. So, but that shouldn't hurt the Wednesday play-in, correct?
Well, they have to get those.
They go back, huh?
They have to get games, and they still have regular season games. So it probably will. So that's to shove everything back. If they can squeeze it in,
I don't think that, but
it's got to happen before Monday.
Okay.
I mentioned earlier that usually Mohegan gives you a date, and then that's it. Maybe there's wiggle room around that. I don't know, but I know that's how it's been in the past. They usually don't play Sundays, but that could be a possibility if they push everything a day back and they just rip through and it's a game every day. We go finish the regular season Wednesday, playing Thursday, that next round Friday, and then New London would have to figure out, maybe they host the semis on Sunday and Saturday is the next round,
Yeah.
And then they can roll in, but that's going to be, every team would be in the same boat where they just rip off, 4 days in a row.
All right. Let's take a quick break.
All right.
And then what I want to do is get into states.
We never did our sleeper, by the way.
Oh yeah. Who's your sleeper?
I'm going to go, I'm thinking either between Plainfield and Putnam. And the reason they're the sleeper is because they're the top of the 4. So no one's expecting a lot from them because they're going to be playing the bigger schools. So let's go with Putnam.
All right. We'll be back in a minute, and we'll talk states right here on SNSN Sports.
You buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and the Burns Agency, a Hub International company, is pausing to give thanks to our loyal customers and to our local community for continued support throughout the year. We're wishing you a wonderful holiday season and a healthy, prosperous new year. Happy holidays.
If you own rental property around here, you know how fast tenant calls, repairs, and rent collection can pile up. That's where Capital Property Group comes in. They handle everything: tenant screening, rent collection, maintenance, repairs, and day-to-day property and association management. Whether it's a long-term rental or a short-term property, they make ownership simple and stress-free. You own the property. They handle the headaches. Learn more at mycapitalteam.com. Capital Property Group, simplifying property ownership.
We're really looking forward to the possibility of working together. Absolutely. We believe this could be a great partnership.
Uh-oh.
Is it safe to visit the dentist? In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
I actually tried to hit another commercial, one of them, but I ended up deleting it.
Yeah, what was that?
Strain Family Motors. I'm re-uploading it now so I can play it in the next break.
Gotcha.
But I was like, crap. All right, so we've done ECCs. Now let's look at states.
All right, so to kind of break it down for people at home,
Break it down.
conference means absolutely nothing, and there's no sports reporters sitting around and saying, "Well, this team beat that team, so they should be ranked better." It is based off of their wins and losses. They can play in a super easy division or a really hard one, and that's why some teams. I think you brought it up before. What was it? Sheehan was ranked 23 last year, made it all the way to the finals. In a normal, college tournament or March Madness. You might not see it as much still. Obviously, it's why it's March Madness. There's still upsets. But, so you could look on there and get a really great draw because you're playing a team that's did well, but they just played easy divisions. So, and then it's just, all it is they used to base it totally out of size, but then past history that's bumped some teams up. They could do a little better job at it, I'll be honest. I'm a frustrated coach from years ago. I coached a lineman team that I had one of my best teams, and we are small as it gets. And they had us in Division 4, and it made no sense at all. I had won one state game before that game, and they bumped us up for some reason. So there are some mistakes definitely out there.
How do you feel about the state seeding and the way they do it?
I don't know if there's any other way. They tried with the PowerPoints. They tried to make an adjustment on that. So what a PowerPoints are, people at home, it's they're trying to if you beat a bigger team, it gives you these extra points, but it's still that your record will trump that. It doesn't matter. So, but it's usually used for like a tiebreaker. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anybody else do you have any other ideas how to make it better?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't like it, but what else could you do?
Well, here's what I came up with. You ready?
I'm ready.
There it is. There's the top 15, and that is, I shouldn't say. Well, these are not CIAC rankings. These are ours.
Okay.
What do you think there? I look at Stonington. CIAC has them at 10. We have them at 11. Grizzlies at 8, where CIAC has them at 9.
Yeah, it's harder for me, I like it, but it's hard for me to really know what some of these schools are all about because we're talking about teams on the complete opposite side, that have not been able to watch it. I'm going to do a little more research on NFHS network to try to watch some games before it. But I mean, you can look at the Woodland scores and see who they play, and they're putting up a ton. So they've earned that right to be number one. But then if I have to comment on Lakeview, I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, I don't even know where they are. Woodbury?
Heard of them. So
I think they're in Woodbury.
Woodbury? I don't even know where Woodbury is.
What's up?
So that's if I'm on here trying to give my expert opinion, I can't because I can't really tell you. You know what I mean? ECC, I've seen, I think, every team play at least once. Maybe not some of the smaller schools, but these are tough.
So I've been watching Nonawag a little bit. They're 18-2. In our rankings, they're number 3. I keep saying they're our rankings, but you really didn't have anything to do with it. So I don't want to throw it on your neck.
Appreciate it.
Huh?
Appreciate that.
Do you disagree with it?
No, like I said, I can't strongly go either way. Just because I'm like, I haven't seen Nonawag, I haven't seen Granby, so it's harder with the states. States is, we'll have some more research as we go.
So like the biggest that is in the SNS Sports one compared to the CIAC is Wyndham Tech. We popped them in at 9, and they have them at 6.
Why'd you drop
anyway, huh?
Yeah, why did you drop them?
Just the strength of schedule.
Gotcha.
Because some of these teams haven't really played anybody.
Yeah.
But because that's my point, is that you have all these teams that aren't really playing anybody, that has any oomph to them. They're not playing the Lime Old Lime. They're not playing Woodland, who's dominant. Like Nonawag, I don't know if they're dominant. I really honestly don't. I mean, they're 18-2. I mean, they've got a great record and all, but they had a hard time with Kaner Tech.
Yeah, I'm looking at their win-loss right now.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they pulled away at the end, and you had Brady Herman, who's their senior shooting guard, is number 5. He's real quick. He's real quick. And the other one was Robert Metcalf. That I made note of. Their starters are all seniors except for one. No, they're all 5 are seniors. But I didn't really see them as dominant. You know, I mean, out of the teams that we've seen this year, you know, if I was out of the D4 teams, I think Stonington takes them out easy.
Oh, yeah.
I just hate to say it, but you know, I just don't see them really doing a whole lot. So, Cromwell, I think, is going to be tough. Lakeview, have no idea who they are. I know Ben is, if he's looking at this, he's going to say, "Where's Ledgerd?" And see, what I did is I took the top 20 in the CIAC,
Yeah.
and put it in my own little formula. And here we go.
Abbott Tech, looking at their losses, and a lot of this is just, like I said, just teams that I don't know. Ridgefield, Woodland, and New Fairfield.
Yeah, everybody lost to Woodland.
You know, and the funny thing, think about the big time teams Griswold went through last year to get to the semis. Rockville, they graduated everybody. Tolland, they were dominant last year, graduated everybody. So it's like this list, you know, changes, you know, dramatically every year.
How about the biggest one? They're not even in this division. Manchester.
Ellington, you mean?
No, I said they're not even in this. You talk about, you know, how teams change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think the biggest change was Manchester.
Correct.
Last year won a state title. This year they went 0-20.
Yeah. I mean, that's a change. It's a huge change. So yeah, I mean, it's just that roller coaster effect of, you know, coaching high school basketball.
Absolutely. So, we don't know how the brackets are going to sit for the CIAC, right? So, but if I was, depending on how the brackets sit, I think it could be Woodland and Cromwell.
That's your prediction?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried to break down the bracket by looking at last year's, and they had a matching number of seeds. There was 27 last year, and as of now, 27. I don't know if there's any more teams that could possibly get it with based on their records. But if it's 27 teams, then Griswold, being the 9th seed, will play Amistad at home opening night. And then it could be maybe an Aerospace for the next round, but I think they might already be on the road. That's the second round. There's a good chance.
Depends on who wins and who loses, you know, in the same bracket. But they're going to be in the Woodland side.
That's correct.
That's the only team I'm worried about is Woodland. Yeah. And not because they went 20-0, but because I watched them play a few times and they're rough and rugged.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad they fell into that. But I mean, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, right?
Yeah. So, but the two teams that I think that are dark horses in the state tournament, Old Lyme, and actually Griswold. I think if Griswold can get past Woodland, or if Woodland somehow gets eliminated, I mean, look at it last year. Ellington, you talk about basketball, right? You know, it's different all the time. Last year in the tournament, they had a round one bye. Ellington did. The second round, they went and played. Bridgeport Central came to them. Do you remember what happened in that game?
No.
So, Bridgeport Central lost in the last minute. It was 61-60.
Oh, I do remember that now. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, where would Grizzle be sitting right now? You know, would they have brought home a state title? Would they have beaten Sheehan? Because Ellington was gone.
Yep.
You know, did they just have did Bridgeport Central just have like a Cinderella kind of showing?
They might have had just a brutal regular schedule, you know, and so that's why they were ranked so high.
Yeah.
You know, and then going into Ellington, that's just the team that they were, and Ellington was able to kind of just get by them.
Yeah.
And people that see that list and want to know where Ellington is because they won the title, they've been bumped up to 3, so they won't get in the mix. But what you said before, if Griswold gets by Woodland, that's obviously big, but I think I would make them the favorite right there if they could beat them.
What about Old Lime?
I think there were some issues that Griswold had rebounding wise. They really struggled with Fisk. I remember them just owning the offensive boards, and that was an issue they had the game before against Stonington, and they have corrected that issue big time. So I think if I had to predict if those two saw each other again, then I would. Obviously, we're biased because we're Griswold people, but I would pick Griswold. Did you see the upset? Portland knocking off Old Line, but did you see?
No.
But did you see the score earlier in the season that Old Line beat Portland? They beat them by 58 points. 58 points. If I could have been anywhere.
Who beat Portland like that?
Old Line.
And then they lost to them.
And then they lost to them the next time. If I could have been anywhere, if I had to pick one spot to be this year, any gym in Connecticut, I would wish it was at home too. It was at Portland. I would have picked to be there. But that, a 58-point loss, but that goes in the heads of high school kids all the time. You know, Portland, they go in nothing to lose. They already got murdered by them the first time. And then Old Lime, they're probably like, oh, let's just get this over with and go home. It's going to be easy. And that's how upsets happen.
I know a game I thought you were going to go to. I thought you were going to go to the Old Lime Ellington game from last week.
Oh yeah. But then they bounce back and they beat a team that hasn't lost in 2 years. It's just that's basketball.
I know it's amazing, but 2 point. Did you watch the ending of that game?
I didn't.
Yeah, Ellington got the last shot off, and then they just missed.
Yeah,
3-point shot.
They have not lost since 2024 state tournament.
Yeah.
So that's, and that's a great bounce back for Old Lime after, losing that. And that's just basketball for you. So here's the stupidest stat you'll ever hear. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Here we go. Wheeler beat Old Saybrook. Old Saybrook beat Portland. Portland beat Old Lime. Old Lime beat Ellington. So Wheeler's better than Ellington? Yeah, just saying. But yeah. That's why he can't match up, common opponents. We always try to do that, but it means absolutely nothing.
Well, at least the USA hockey team won.
Oh, that was great.
I think Mike Eruzione can rest now.
Yeah, that was great.
Do you even know who Mike Eruzione is?
Yeah.
You do? Because that's before your time, too.
I know, but, no, I was 2 years old. I wasn't watching a lot of hockey, though. But
do you remember the game? In diapers?
Yeah. I was
Toddler Fabes?
No, I don't even know what kind of TV we had back then. I remember the TV. I do actually remember the TV. It was about the size of a cabinet. I had that felt in the front on the right there, and then had two knobs on it. But no, that was awesome. I wanted some kind of watch party. I was kind of looking around at 8 a.m. I was hoping like maybe Rubino's would have something. Obviously sitting at a bar at 8 a.m. is not a great, great look for a teacher, whatever. But whatever, you know what I mean. I wanted a watch party. I wanted to get it. I was just my wife and I sitting on the couch watching the game.
Yeah, I don't know anybody. Well, that did anything. I don't think anybody expected it.
There was stuff. I think some stuff in, I want to say Boston. I saw a couple things here or there. Probably they had more connections to the players.
I was watching bobsledding.
Instead of the game?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I don't know if it was on the same time.
Oh.
No, it was on after.
Yeah, it came in right after.
Yeah. America, USA did pretty good.
Yeah, second medal count.
Yeah. But no, I didn't see it because, well, on Sunday mornings we go watch my grandson play soccer. So it's fun to watch a 3.5-year-old. They're in soccer class in a school, which is totally different than actually being out on a field because the ball just zips right along. You can't do long kick and short kick.
Is that just a gym?
Yeah,
gym.
You can do step overs all day long, but and pullbacks, but it's and try to master those skills. But everything else, you just kick the ball inside a gymnasium and it just flies and just.
So it's organized chaos.
Kinda. Not
organized, just chaos.
Just pretty much just chaos. Yeah. But it's fun. Benny he loves soccer, and I think he gets more out of it, when they're on a field instead of being in school. But he loves being around the kids, and he just loves the activity. And I think that's really what it's more about, this time of year.
Yeah. Being that age too.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I talked to Scott Elliott, who almost was going to join us this morning.
Okay.
But he said his internet at home isn't spectacular.
Gotcha.
So he didn't. So we're gonna reschedule something with Scott. He was the first one to tell me that the schedules might get pushed back.
Yeah.
Because of the snow, obviously. So, which is absolutely not. I went to bed last night and it didn't seem like there was anything. It was like, oh, this ain't so bad. I woke up today, looked outside, snowmageddon.
Yeah, when it started, it came down hard. I was up late, and we're at a friend's house, and trying to get home was rough. We couldn't even get the windshield wipers to push the snow off the top. It was one of those. It was
what
heavy.
are you doing out?
Just hanging out. Friends. We had to watch the Celtics-Lakers game at a little watch party for that.
God. I guess the other question is, where's Jack Fabes?
Sleep.
Still sleeping, huh?
Yeah, probably because we were out late. But he's the hardest to get to bed, especially if there's no school the next day. He'll fight it as hard as he can. Yeah, I was hoping he would make an appearance today, but I don't think it's going to happen. Usually I can hear him yelling from the top of the stairs to get his egos ready for him.
I got to get some ham and eggs.
Hands his breakfast.
Let's take one more quick break. What do you say?
Yep.
And we'll come back to finish it up.
Looking to keep our community safe, healthy, and moving in a positive direction? Visit griswoldpride.org, the local resource dedicated to preventing substance misuse and supporting youth and families right here in Griswold. From helpful information for parents, to programs for teens, to community events that bring us all together, Griswold Pride is here to make a real difference. Get involved, stay informed, and join the movement toward a stronger, healthier Griswold. Learn more today at griswoldpride.org. That's griswoldpride.org.
Hi, this is Charlie from AC/DC Industrial Electric. We're not just about selling and repairing generators. We got a full rental fleet ready to roll, from 8 kW to 275 kW, all trailer mounted with whisper quiet diesel engines. We have all the cables, protective ramps, and connections that will be needed to connect to your system. As licensed electricians, we can handle full connections and disconnect. If your backup generator fails, give us a call. We'll get a rental unit to you as fast as possible, so you will be back up and running in no time. Here at AC/DC Industrial Electric, we won't leave you in the dark.
All right. What do you got, Fabes?
Just kind of break down, just for ECC fans out there, just where everybody's playing for states and where they're ranked and some of the big teams, in those divisions. So we start with Division 1. If you're going to watch any games this year, and it's not ECC, but Abdu Torre, I saw him at Mohegan Sun a couple years in a row now. The kid's going to Arkansas. Calipari was there, watching his game. That kid is legit. He'll be in the NBA, but best player in the state of Connecticut. So if you want to go watch a serious athlete play, just go, I'm sure he'll be at Mohegan Sun at the end of the year. But in that division, ranked at number, that they're the favorite, but ranked at number 8 is New London, who went to a final last year in Division 2. Am I correct on that? Lost in the final.
Yeah, against Manchester. They lost to Manchester.
And then they got bumped up. St. Bernard's, who's had an unbelievable run the last, 5, even 10 years. They're also there. That's only a bracket of 16 teams based off of how small the division is, just because it's all the top teams. If you go to 2, ECC opponents in there, we have Fitch is currently ranked at number 4. And some of this stuff could change, probably not a lot of it, but some of it could change. So Fitch, the number 1 team in that division, is Windsor. Also in 2 for ECC, NFA, they're sitting at 22. And there's going to be games, on that first opening night of states. To me, it's kind of like March Madness, that first Thursday, which I think is the best day of the year. There'll just be games everywhere, and they usually play. Yeah. The first round will be like say it's like a Thursday, Friday, so you could just see games everywhere, or tune into SNSN.
That's also the biggest division too.
Division 2 is,
yeah, like 34.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I got 34 teams in it. So that's interesting. Usually you don't see it beyond 32. Division 3, which you got?
Division 3 is 39. Sorry.
39. Wow. All right. That's even bigger. So if you were going to go through, we haven't talked about 3 at all. But that's the only thing we did talk about is how Ellington had bumped up and Ellington had lost to Old Lyme just last week. So they were the champions of 4 last year, haven't lost. Besides that big loss to Old Lyme, hadn't lost since 2024. But they sit on top of the Division 3. Killingly is at 8. Let's see here. You got Woodstock Academy 16,
which I think is low.
Yeah, and that's it. Looks like for ECC teams there. And then we've
done D4, so
yeah, we'll go right to 5.
Plainfield.
Yeah. Stafford sits on top of D5. Plainfield up at 7. Right behind them is Putnam, 8. Rivals right there. Then Montville. Was Montville in 4 last year? Did they get dropped? Or have they been there for a little while now? I found that kind of surprising. I thought they'd be more of a D4 kind of school. But they're in 5.
Yeah.
Some local teams, you got your Hale Rays. A buddy of mine coaches over there. Old Sabre.
The Little Noises.
Little Noises, yeah. A college roommate from years ago, Springfield College, of course. A phys ed teacher, yes. East Hampton. And then you got Portland sitting on the outside, but they got one more game, 7-9. Parish Hill also, but did not make it. Wheeler didn't make it, unfortunately, this year either. Bacon Academy. So a lot of ECC small schools in that Division 5.
Oh, going into Portland, I'm looking, and I don't see a game listed.
Oh, you're right. So they actually had
They're done.
19 games, which is rare. They must have not been able to fill.
Capital Prep has a 20th game.
So they could go in.
Yeah.
East Windsor.
They could.
Parish Hill only has 15 games.
They're tiny.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they have a lunch program.
Yeah, they've been a sneaky good though in the past. John Bullock coached there for years. We were rivals and then ended up coaching together. But he had some good teams.
Their superintendent runs an Arby's.
Really?
No.
I was going to say, where did that come
I'm
from?
just saying it's probably a part-time job. So
Oh, okay. And now it's
gotta supplement it.
But for only missing 5 games, that's too bad. You know, because they won 5, so all they needed was 3 more to get in the States.
So Lyman not going in.
No.
3-17.
Bacon
And Turtle Rock,
yeah,
19. Did them and Lyman split? Yeah, them and Lyman.
Who? Turtle
Turtle Rock and Lyman, yeah.
Yep.
Boy.
You know, and that's another roller coaster, proving that ups and downs. So, you know, losing Turtle Lot, what was it, 3 years ago? They were in the Final Four of the ECC, playing really well. Maybe it was 4 years ago.
They had 6 kids on the varsity squad. And then 5 kids played the entire game. That sixth kid never even got in.
I do remember that. Yes, I do remember that. And he was on that 6th kid was a JV player. And he never got off the bench.
Nope.
Only if they had foul trouble.
And they did really well.
Yeah. Oh, they did
really well.
I forgot the name of their one player, but just a phenomenal player. He graduated last year. He was a senior. Wish I can give him credit, but forgot his name.
Yeah.
But kind of, you know, when you watched in the warm-ups, you kind of said to yourself, wait a minute, where are all their players? And then I guarantee people took them lightly. And then they got after it.
You know what I wonder too, and just to kind of get back to the ECC D4, we're talking about time constraints, right? Because of snow. So I wonder if, let's see. So Turtle Out Wheeler could play. The play-in games could play that because I don't think.
Are they part of that? Turtle Out Wheelers?
I don't think anything is going to.
It's Ledger Wheeler needs to play. And Stony and Putnam.
Well, Ledger Wheeler does need to play. Yeah, okay.
Plainfield.
Okay. Well, Putnam Plainfield, yeah. I'm just wondering what games, they could get because Ledger Wheeler has to play, then they can't even do any of the play-in games. Yeah. So, because that'll affect things. So
they do have that Sunday if that gives them a little wiggle room.
Yeah.
If they could use the schools on that Sunday and just go back to back to back.
Yeah. All righty. I think we've done what we could do today. You have anything else you want to add?
No. But if you're a basketball fan, it's about to really start getting good, really good. And I hope ECC can stay at the Sun, if this doesn't push them out of it, if there's no other slot that they can get, because I think having Mohegan Sun has been great. It's such a cool place for kids to play in.
You know what? One team that a couple of teams just that we should give some love to, and just because we get a chance to see them, the Grizzled JV team.
Yeah.
One loss
and freshman.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna go. Yeah. Tim Lake and the freshman team, 1 loss all year.
And 2 for those 2 programs, 1 loss each. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you're saying, but yeah, that's awesome. That just shows the future.
Well, the reason why I brought it up is because people have said to me, and I don't know, have they said to you too that, okay, this year, if they don't do it, then they're all going to, things are going to fall off?
I think they knew that this was one of their best chances, having everybody return from a team that went to semis, but I haven't heard anybody say like it's all over after this year. Yeah. But I think they know that it's just like their really good chance, kind of got to go for it, just why they scheduled that tough schedule.
Yeah.
Coleman is not dry at all.
Coleman has come out and he's a good player, but he's gotten so much better this year.
Yep.
Especially with all the varsity minutes. And then Mason Mills. See a guy in the middle next year?
I think he could play Kaz's role, which is like
yeah.
not like a back to the basket center, pound down, post up. It's more the kid can shoot, just like Kaz could do. He's fast. But if they run a similar offense, he would step right into that without a doubt. And then Kiki could be your back down center, but Kiki can shoot too. He's got that soft touch from the outside. But it'll be interesting. A lot of, and we said a lot during the JV games that we tried covering as many JV games as we could. We always said, like, you're looking at the future right now.
Yeah. Then you got your son. Don't forget him.
Yep.
Very good ball handler.
He is. That's his strength. Is he just loves being a point guard, just distributing, and he never really cared about what his stats sheet is per points. I think he just loves setting up his teammates, and he watched the best for years. He grew up watching David Lopez, who was my point guard in the 2000. I think he graduated in like 17. If you ever saw David play, David was that's all the kid cared about was setting up his teammates.
Yeah.
And
Or John Stockton. He's the John Stockton of Griswold.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Fabes.
All right.
We don't know. I don't know what game we're doing next because of the weather. I mean, Putnam Plainfield is enticing just because of what it holds.
Yeah.
I
would like to see that.
Thursday, Griswold is scheduled at this point to go up against, well, we don't know. Probably Bacon.
Bacon, who was the Bacon Lyman matchup.
Right. The playing games are Wednesday, then Griswold will play whoever on Thursday.
Yeah.
So, which will probably be Bacon. So, anyway. All right, dude. Have a good day. Enjoy the snow. Go take out the toboggan.
I don't know what to do. I'm going to wait is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait.
Do you have a toboggan?
I used to, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to put our firewood in that, and I'd drag it from the back. But no.
Like my last name, Minarski. Do you know why we spell it SKI?
No.
Ski? Because we couldn't spell toboggan.
Boom.
Boom.